today I'm going to be doing a little video of all of the items that I will actually be adding to my Mercari shop. Okay, so next up are 2 items from Danessa Myricks, who I love. These are duplicates. I have the Groundwork Defining Neutrals palette. This one I'm not going to open. Again, I will probably just put like pictures from Sephora or wherever. Probably Danessa Myricks website. This is the Blooming Romance Groundwork palette. Again, oh yeah, I'll show you both. Again, never opened, but I do actually have these, and they're amazing. I love them. People are very hit or miss on these, and I think it's because like it's very different. Like they have a pomade and a powder in them, but I really like it. I use the brown one for my brows like every day. I use the romance one for like my blush. It really is one of my favorites. I thought I was gonna sneeze, so I paused like really fast, and I didn't sneeze. Isn't that always just the way? So next we have one that I'm low-key like sad that I don't love it, and the last time I used it, my eye had like a really bad reaction to it, which I mean I do have some sensitivity. This one, how am I gonna film this? So here, I guess. So Patrick Ta Major Dimension 2. It makes everything so shiny. This is the more like reddish one. Andrea Mataliano. Yeah, I think that's how you say her name. Andrea Mataliano, I'm pretty sure. She's the one who actually influenced me to buy this because I didn't really have anything quite like it in my collection. But yeah, I've used quite a bit. But yeah, the last time I used it, my eye would not stop watering, which usually means that like I have an allergy to something, but I don't really know. So I'm gonna get rid of it. Again, I don't really expect to get a lot from something like that, only because like it's pretty well used, but really I just want to get something back and have it go to a happy home. So next up we have some indie brand stuff. So we have this palette from Odin's Eye, the Solmon 2. I believe it's Solmona 2. Anyway, this one, like it's in great condition, but I've used it a couple times and I just don't like it. I don't like the color story. I have these colors in other palettes that I like more. It just wasn't worth it. And I got this one as like a birthday present to myself, and let me tell you, I'm disappointed. Like I bought it for myself as like a gift, and like yeah, it's just not what I thought it would be. And I mean, I'm kind of taking a break from Odin's Eye right now. They haven't released anything that I really like in a long time, so I might be getting rid of more things eventually, but for now, like that's one that I'm gonna get rid of. So next up we have some palettes from Nomad Cosmetics, and I do love Nomad, but what I did was I put these palettes away to see if I like found myself wanting to reach for them, and I just never did. So for me, the Nomad palettes that I like, I love, and the ones that I don't love, I never use. So these are the 4 that I have that like I've used them a couple times. Like I've used them enough to test them, but they're just not really for me, and you'll see why. So this one is the Nomad Hudson Valley, which I believe they're bringing back in the fall. I'm not sure when you're seeing this, but they might be bringing this one back. I can't remember. But this is the Hudson Valley palette. As you can see, it's in really good condition. Their palettes, of course, have a mirror. Can you guess why I don't love this palette? Alright, guess in the comments down below why I don't like this palette. Did you say because it's more mattes than shimmers? Because if you did, you're right. I think for me, the other thing that threw me off is like a chunk of the palette is cool tone, a chunk of the palette is warm tone. All of the shimmers are warm tone. So I'm like, what are these doing here? And with Nomad, like, again, these are in a really good condition. I love, like, the details that they put into things. Like, into the, you know, like, pan embossing and stuff like that. But the fact that I can't, like, rearrange the shades to make it more of what I would like it to be does kind of suck. Like, a lot of people aren't into making their own palette, and actually for a company like Nomad, I understand why they want you to use like what they made. So for me, that's why it has to go. It just isn't it. So next we have, this one kind of breaks my heart that I didn't love it. It's the Nomad America's Parks. I think this palette is beautiful in its theming. I think the like art is gorgeous. But again, like, I just don't reach for it. It's like very like desaturated colors. Like, it's a beautiful like grungy color story, but it's just not for me. And yeah, I like that it says wandering, never lost. Like, it is beautiful, but again, I just never reach for it. So I'm going to sell it and hope that someone else does. Because again, like, it's not anything personal. Well, I mean, I guess it's my personal preference that these aren't for me, and I thought they would be. This one is the Nomad Verona Amore e Morte, which is their Verona palette. This was their like Valentine's Day palette a while back. So this one's a little different because it has like a cool tone side, which I have used this side quite a bit. It's very pretty, but what I was unimpressed with was this pink side. A lot of these colors, like these two specifically, look exactly the same on the eye. And like the shimmers, again, it's more matte heavy than shimmer heavy. It's just not for me like I thought it would be. So this one also is gonna go away. This next one, I feel like I bought it because it was on sale. And I did really want to have like a more neutral with like pops of color kind of palette. And there's nothing wrong with the quality, and there's nothing wrong with this palette. It just, I never reached for it after using it like a few times. Because again, I feel like some of these shades are really similar. Like this one and this one, there's not really a huge difference between them. And again, like it does have a, it has a like mirror in it. It's got really interesting packaging. It's got like this like crushed velvet kind of material, and it's actually like squishy, which is pretty cool. Like, you would think that would make it hard to store, but it's really not. But anyway, I do like it, but again, like I just have these shades in other things. I don't know what this red is doing here. Like, it's just not for me, and that's okay. Hopefully it will be for someone else. Maybe it'll be for you. Who knows? Okay, so lastly, I'm gonna do, oh yeah, there are a couple things that I haven't listed that are also in here. Okay, see, I knew that I had the smaller one. Again, like it's fine quality. It just doesn't call to me. It's still pretty, but yeah, it's just not my jam. And yeah, this is the ultimate utopia, but like small, I guess. I don't know. So put that in my box here. This one, I want to like this really bad, and I just don't. There's nothing wrong with it. I just don't think this is a color story that's for me. This is the Nabla Cutie palette in the option of Wild Berry. It's got a cute little mirror in it. It's a little just 6-pan eyeshadow palette that needs to be cleaned. But it's a little 6-pan eyeshadow palette, and like I've used it a few times and I want to like it and I just don't. I have these shades in other things. I thought I would like these more. It's just not my jam. So hopefully for someone else, it would be their jam. Now, let me see. I'm actually just going to move this box over. This is generally the stuff that I either already have listed. Oh my gosh. These are the things I already have listed, which is like my KVD Beauty palette. I like this, but I just never reached for it. This is the Edge of Reality eyeshadow palette, and one thing that's neat about it is it's all cardboard, so you can recycle it. And again, like it's very pretty, very, very pretty, but not like anything special. And yeah, this thing actually pops out, which is kind of interesting, but I've never popped it out. So the next thing I have is Where the Wild Things Grow. This is from Sydney Grace. This is the, I want to say it's in the light version. Yeah, the light version. And again, like I've used this one a couple times, but it wasn't anything to write home about. I have another Nomad palette called the Berlin Underground. This one, like I should like it. It's very shimmer heavy, but it's very like grungy, and a lot of these shades look exactly the same on my skin tone. So not really it, fam. Lastly, we have one little Tarte palette. This is the Glamour palette from 2023, 2022. I cannot remember for the life of me. But it's a cute little cool tone palette. I've used it once or twice and then just never thought about it again. So yeah. So that's where that's at. Now, this is my like random assortment of extras. So this is a box full of like gifts with purchase. Like these are some little sponges I've never used. I've got some single shadows, which I should probably just put into like a palette. But yeah, I've got some Copacetic, some Divina, some Sydney Grace, some more Copacetic. And yeah, they're all labeled. I guess the Sydney Grace ones, you can't really see what it is, but it's all labeled. I have like an Ulta eyeshadow palette here. This is before they did like their name rebrand thing. And then yeah, a bunch of, I need a better place to put these. These are the like gifts with purchase that I do. It's usually like some kind of fun like skincare sample, some kind of makeup sample. Like I've got I have some like mascaras that I usually give away if someone if someone buys like an eyeshadow palette without like making an offer, I'll chuck in like a fun little gift with purchase. And yeah, I've got like some eye primers, some face primers, some sealed lippies, things like that. Yeah, like another mascara. And let's see, skincare, yada yada. So next up, I have like these Essence blushes, which I feel like I've maybe just swatched. But yeah, I'd probably do these as like a little gift with purchase. But yeah, these are all the Super Shocks that I have that I just never reach for. Because I just like, I want to like Super Shock shadows. I want to be the person who like can do a one and done like Super Shock look and then like leave my house. But it's just not, it's not who I am. And I know that. So I think what I do is like probably list them like this to show you. Yeah, they're shifting a bit. To show like, here's the status that they're all in. You know what? Why am I making this harder than it needs to be? I can just pick you up. So yeah, these are all the Super Shock shadows that I have. You can pause if you see like one you really want. But yeah, it's a lot. Because again, like I'm just not the person who does like a one and done Super Shock shadow look. Again, wish I was. It's not me. So yeah, I think that's everything that I have that I plan to take pictures of and list on Mercari soon. But yeah, I hope this was relaxing, maybe informative, to see like the thought process behind everything that I have and like why I'm getting rid of it and stuff like that. Because again, like I wouldn't get rid of anything that I felt like was bad quality. Because I mean, what's the point? No one's gonna want that. But on the same token, like I also don't need these taking up space in my house. So that's kind of where I'm at. So again, I hope this was fun, relaxing, again, maybe informative. But yeah, I hope that wherever you are, you have an amazing day, night, whatever you got going on. I hope it's super rad. But yeah, I think that's about it for today. So until I see you again, have a great night, day, wherever. Keep being an amazing treasure like I know you will be. And you guys are the best. Take care.